Boys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to episode 3 of Pipe Down. We got a little bit of a smaller crew today. John and Chris could not make it with us here today, but we do have Graham, we got Josh, we got Jared, and ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing show to put together for y'all. We got AFC predictions. We're gonna run through the NFC one more time too. Went a little bit quicker than last week. And then also we got a couple college football topics, and then we'll probably talk about our teams for a little bit. So, boys, we did have our fantasy draft. Everyone feeling good about their picks and everything?
I like it.
All right.
Not getting Josh Allen.
Except for not getting Josh Allen. That's a
Snooze,
L.
you lose, dog. I whooped everybody. So
That's an
I'll
L.
take Baker.
That's an L on everything right there. But all right, boys. So let's get into this college football topic that I wanted to really talk about and hone in on. I wanted to do something kind of fun, just what's a college football game that y'all are most interested in? Not like a big time, Texas versus Ohio State or anything. Maybe something that might have some playoff implications. Maybe outside of the team, we can stretch it out. I mean, you look at all the different games this year. Like personally, outside of a Texas fan, Georgia Alabama is always going to be. That's always going to be a good game. I'll always watch that game no matter what. Outside like Illinois, Illinois is going to have a hell of a game. Like Illinois, Ohio State, I think is going to be a great game. Boys, Josh, let's start off with you. What kind of game are you looking forward to this week?
There's a few that I think are going to be kind of pivotal in the season. And then obviously I can give you some of my thoughts on what's going to matter for Tech. But I think SMU Clemson comes a little earlier in the season than people probably would really. I don't think a lot of people are thinking about that because the Texas Ohio State game. You know what I mean? But I think that SMU Clemson is going to have a big implication on the ACC, which then points to your conference championships, your automatic bids into the playoff, and all that. I think Clemson's a better team. I think Klubnik's going to be in the Heisman run towards the end of the year as long as he's healthy. But SMU's scrappy, dude. They've got. Lashley's been paying dues for a long time, and he's a damn good football coach, and he proved it last year with what he was able to do with SMU. They've got a lot coming back. Obviously, you got your quarterback in Jennings, so you got a lot of good pieces. So that'll be an interesting one to watch out for. I think, obviously, you've got some big matchups in the Big Ten that are going to have massive implications. You got Penn State, Ohio State. It's going to be it's in the horseshoe, I think, this year. So when is Franklin, I think is a phenomenal football coach, when is he going to break through that wall?
The answer is never.
Well, this is going to be a year where
I'm just talking a little trash because it's every year.
No, I know, but I think that they've done a really good job of addressing some of their wide receiver deficiencies in the portal, trying to bring some guys in that can make a difference. They still have damn good running backs in the backfield. You've got Aller. Yeah, Aller is. He's the focal point, right? And they always seem to have some guy like Abdul Carter or Micah Parsons running around wreaking havoc on defense for them, and they can be really solid. Ohio State's lost a lot of pieces, but they're reigning champs, and they're still really good. So what's that going to be? And that's going to be a big – if Penn State goes into the horseshoe, because I think it's like week 10.
It's week
is that right? Week 10. So, that's pretty late in the season. If Penn State goes into the horseshoe –
They play Michigan next, right after that?
I think it's 2 weeks after that. But, if Penn State goes into the horseshoe and comes out with a win, you got all the confidence in the world. They're full steam ahead in the college football playoff. I don't think that they go into that game eliminated. I think that they're most likely there to prove a point.
Right.
And a lot of those guys are going to be trying to do it for themselves, for the university, and for Franklin. Because, like I said, he's a great coach, and players love him. So I think that's going to be a really interesting game. Obviously, you got some big matchups like Texas, Ohio State at the beginning of the year. But that's not going to impact.
Y'all think Ohio State's going to have it's obviously Ohio State, but y'all think they're going to have that national championship slump the following year? This year?
It's hard to say because you got critical
win.
pieces, man. You got critical pieces that
Well, that's what I'm saying. No new quarterback. Their defense is pretty much all new running back pieces.
The thing about the quarterback situation at Ohio State is, especially since Urban Meyer, right? Even through Ryan Day, and I've already voiced I don't like Ryan Day, but the dude gets his offenses to play, and you constantly see quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. Even Will Howard, when he transferred last year, I was like, all right, well they're out.
Yeah.
and then they do what they did, and,
he wasn't bad at Kansas State.
he wasn't bad, but I didn't see him fitting very well. I didn't see the scheme fit as well as it ended up working out.
It pissed me off so bad.
But
He won
then,
national
but then you
championship
talk
at
about
Ohio
that.
State. It made me so
You can
mad.
reference Alabama for a few years, right? When you've got 5 or 6 first round wide receiver talents in your offense and a good run game, how good do you have to be, right? The one time he made the biggest mistake, they lost to Oregon.
You just have to distribute the ball. If you can just get the ball to your playmakers in offense like that. I mean, that's what. I mean, Chip Kelly's now at the Las Vegas Raiders. You're good, bro. At the Las Vegas Raiders, I mean, all they're gonna really ask Gino to do is just pitch out the ball with his hand off to our running
Hand the
backs.
ball off to Genty, throw to Bowers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just simple offense on that. Jerry, do you have any games that you're looking forward to?
I think the LSU Clemson game is going to be pretty interesting.
Week 1
down there in Death
alright.
Valley this year. I think LSU. I think they take another step forward this season. I don't think they'll be what they have been previously, but that one, and then Clemson's got Cade Klubnik coming back, so they're going to be pretty solid.
Cade Klubnik's probably going to win the Heisman.
I
this
almost
year.
said it. I want to tag on that because I'm a Tigers fan, but I
They're
don't
both
think
Tigers, but
a little bit.
they're both Tigers.
No,
Yeah, no, just specify because we're talking about that one
my
game.
bad, my bad. I'm an LSU fan, so but they haven't won a Week 1 game since Burrow left. So I'm not sure how confident I am in that, and I don't like. Biggest thing
And
for
Death
me
Valley and
is
Clemson's hard, man.
that's
And it's not Death Valley and Baton Rouge, but it's still hard.
Yeah.
That's Heisman.
Very
That's
difficult.
Heisman candidate versus Heisman candidate, both at quarterback. I think both of those teams have serious chances at their conference. I think both of them have a very big shot at making the playoffs.
I think Clemson returned a
Oh, they're
lot.
stacked.
Everybody,
They're stacked.
they turned
They're stacked.
everybody.
They're ready to go.
So they're and they were there. I mean, last year they were decent, but I think they'll probably take. I think they're going to be contenders this year.
You got to
Put
see
it that way.
Klubnik take a step. He's a phenomenal talent.
Well, I mean, he took the step last year. It's
He
just
did,
when
but
he got
he still
to
had
the
moments
playoff.
that were like, ugh.
Well, I mean,
that
he got to
good.
the playoff game last year against Texas, and I mean, they just what happened to Clemson was that if you actually go back and you watch most of their games that they had, it's just Clemson just got ran on. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll watch the SMU game. I can't remember if that was the ACC championship game or not. I think maybe it was the week before. But SMU, they were down 31-7, and then just out of nowhere they just started handing off the football, and Clemson just didn't have an option. It's not like Cade Klubnik didn't perform or anything, but you would think you're up 31-7 midway through the third quarter, you think, all right, well it's they're starting to shut down, and then next thing you know they're all right, let's just hand the ball off. SMU's we're in the playoff already.
Don't get anybody hurt.
Don't get anybody hurt. So they start handing off the ball. Next thing you know, it's 31-31. And it's oh, wow, we actually might win this game. But then Klubnik takes them down the field. They kick the field goal. And Dabo was yeah, SMU deserves to be in the playoff because he didn't want to get left out of the playoff. But I don't know. I think Klubnik's already there. I don't think he really needs – I mean –
I just
If
mean
he
in
wants
the,
to
in the
be-
national landscape, he's we're all saying he's the Heisman favorite. I agree with
one
that.
of them at least.
I agree with
They
that.
have Arch at the top of the list right now, and we have
Which is
really-
insane.
But what
That's
I'm
too
saying
much,
about
too
Klubnik
much,
is
too
there
much.
were moments last year, certain games, and I can't recall them specifically. He did a great job. He did a great job getting in the right direction at the right time of
Or
year.
even against Texas in the playoff game last year, he was
Yeah,
excellent. So it's
right, and that's what I'm saying. It's towards the end of the year, he really started to kind of turn that next page. But there was a stretch in the middle of the season where you're what is happening with Clemson? And a lot of it was Klubnik. He made some really bad decisions last year. He had some turnovers that you're what are you doing?
Yeah.
And you don't expect that out of a upperclassman.
Was that his first season with Garrett Riley though at OC?
I think so.
I mean,
think that's right.
Because Garrett Riley's a good OC. I mean, was he in the TCU?
He was the
offense?
TCU. OC
Yeah,
with
they got
Dykes,
stomped.
Yeah.
When they got stomped. Yeah. I mean, that's it makes a compelling point. Graham, do you have any games you're looking forward to this year?
Not necessarily I think a game that's going to have really, really big implications that everyone's glossing over because of the other games on that week is Notre Dame at Miami,
Ooh.
because that's the natty runner-up against another like high ACC contender, favorite, whatever you want to call it,
with a new quarterback.
with a new quarterback who had a down year last year. So everybody's wondering like what Carson Beck is this season. Like Miami's success really rides on what he is for them. I feel like I don't know much about their team, but I know like they have high expectations. They don't expect to have a huge drop off even after losing Cam Ward.
I think. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think the thing is this. I mean, they hit the transfer portal pretty hard. They had a top 25 signing class, high school, and top 25 transfer portal. They really focused in. They really honed in on defense. I mean, the receiving core is not going to be as good as what Cam Ward had it last year.
No.
But, I mean, I think they'll be better. You really just don't.
Carson, they had Restrepo.
Restrepo,
Right?
yeah. They had Restrepo, and then they had Damian Martinez at running back, but he could also catch the ball.
Besides like Restrepo, I mean, they didn't really have that dominant of a receiving.
No,
core,
they had like the 45-year-old tight end McCormick, whatever.
But I was
going to
say,
like
with,
9 years.
12th year senior.
Yeah.
So stupid.
With Carson, I mean, it's always been the same questions with him. It's like, what Carson are we going to get today? Are we going to get the one that, makes good decisions and puts the ball in a bucket for these receivers, or are we going to get the guy that, doesn't like?
Yeah,
it's always been the same.
He's
question.
got top tier talent in his body.
He has one full year with Georgia.
Well, he had 1 year with Georgia, which is he a 5th year senior this year?
Yeah, he's done.
Okay, so
It's
he
like
was
it's
so his first year starting was after Stetson Bennett left, and they went 11-1, and he played really good. It's because there was no expectation on him. Then the next year, when everyone's like, "Hey, like Carson Beck threw for this many yards, this many touchdowns, almost no interceptions or anything," and it's like, okay, yeah, you saw week 1 against Clemson a little bit where they started off super slow and then they picked up, and then as the year went on, you're just like, dang, dude, like.
Well, in the Alabama game, where
in the Alabama,
down
yeah,
28.
like. But he came back after he threw 4 picks, and he came back, and it's like, dude, like who are you?
If he can be consistent, I think Miami will probably be, pretty good.
And not to mention, he did come off of that.
Was it UCL? Or
They had
PCL
one
or
game last
something?
year. I can't remember what
He had Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, so
He reminds me a lot of. It's kind of funny because he's got high level amount of talent, like in his body and the ability to do what he does, And so the comparison I make to Beck on the NFL side is Trevor Lawrence, right? You've got a dude, he has like ridiculous talent. He's got a great arm. He can run well. He's had some good seasons for the Jaguars, and then he's had seasons that followed it, and you're like, who is this guy?
I think he's been injured a lot.
He has, but that's what I'm saying. They're really parallel. You've got Beck, who's a really good quarterback, and he's had great years, and he's had a year where like, what happened? And he's been hurt some, and now it's like, okay, what's he going to be? Which we'll get into the Jaguars more here in a little bit, but I think that's similar. It's really similar to Lawrence and the Jaguars this year.
Yeah.
They need him to perform. They need him to earn the money they paid him.
Right.
I
I
don't know. I think you're right. I think Miami can be definitely somebody that's in the conversation at the end.
Well, also too, the ACC is like outside of Clemson, like Florida State. They're hyping up
Castellanos.
Well, I don't know why
He's the one from Boston.
Yeah,
College,
he literally got benched from Boston College because if you can't operate Bill O'Brien's system, like say what you want about Bill O'Brien, but like he did have the Texans at so many winnings. Now, granted, I think they only won like 1 to 2 playoff games, but like Tom Savage went to the playoff. He went with it. Brock Osweiler went to his offense is very quarterback friendly. I mean, he ascended because he had to go Tom Brady, playing quarterback. Like if you have Tom Brady playing quarterback, you don't have to do anything besides sit there and watch, and the only person you talk to is the receiver. So that's it. So but if you can't operate Bill O'Brien's offense, it's like, dude, like there's really not much hope. Like and he got benched halfway through. So I don't know. Florida State's being big on it. SMU, I could see them taking a step back. I don't think the defense is as good as it's going to be.
Yeah, Kevin Jennings from South Oak.
Yeah, and then
He beat my high school team in the state championship like 4 years ago.
That's right. Did good.
And he's athletic, you know, and
He
that's
is.
the thing about Castellanos is he's really athletic. The dude can run really well.
Oh,
I mean, he
Is he a
played
great
well for the
passer?
first
Nah,
half of
but
the season.
totally forgot. Bill Belichick's in the ACC with North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Totally forgot about that. I don't know how I forgot, but yeah, like Bill Belichick's got a good quarterback. No one's talking about Gio Lopez. I honestly think he has a chance to become like the ACC Offensive Player of the Year.
yeah, he's
He was
solid. He's really solid.
fantastic at South Alabama. Fantastic quarterback. But yeah, I mean, but the ACC is up for grabs. It's just, can Miami just get like 2 stops a game? Like, can they win instead of winning game 42-45? Can they win it 35-21? Like,
Yeah.
like can they score enough points? But also, can they just make teams punt? Like, I think Miami's defense, their like defense only averaged like 2 punts against per game. Other than that, every single offense you put them up against, they're going to score points.
Or even in that Virginia Tech game last year,
Yeah.
all they had to do was just stop them, and they couldn't.
And it was
it
like
came down to
who do they have?
a wonky Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
Like,
Like he caught it, but it was just like
that was a
I don't know. It was weird. That was very
that's,
odd.
I mean, that's a good example right there for last. I mean, I know we're on to this year, but I mean, at Virginia Tech, all they had to do was just stop them, and I mean, they're probably that could have been like I don't know.
I don't know.
They
They
could
would
have
have
been more prevalent. In the
they
conversation.
would have been in the playoff, but they could have beat
They literally lost Syracuse in the final week. of the
Syracuse.
season.
That's who it was.
There you go.
Syracuse is good. Fran Brown's like one of the funniest coach like of all time. All right, boys, but that was a good topic, Jared. I have a little bit of a tiff with you, just because alternate uniforms. For y'all who don't know, we all do love alternate uniforms. However, I do think that there's certain teams that just don't need alternate uniforms, like my beloved Longhorns. I don't think we need it. We have such an iconic brand. When you see that burnt orange and those icy whites, there's chef's kiss, nothing better. Unlike Tech, to where these two gentlemen right here, they need the uniforms to get the recruits. We don't need the
money now.
The recruits ask. We don't go and recruit recruits. The recruits recruit them to us. So that's how we roll.
You should go more with Oregon because they're the ones that started this whole mess, and then Oklahoma State started doing
I'm
it.
just giving you
Oregon is one of the blue chip programs, and they've got
Yeah, but-
1,000.
yeah, but
Zero
more
daddies.
But more
Zero.
recent, like a lot of that, they were one of the forefront, like one of the programs on the forefront of the let's have these 9 different uniforms or whatever, and let's make them special and all that. And that's, I'm not saying that's what brought the recruits, but let's talk about. I mean, that generation, like you had good coach, you had Chip Kelly, you had some good seasons, and then they started doing that. So it's like the combination of that started bringing it, like, oh yeah, that's cool. I want to go have that. I want to be part of that. And kids nowadays are just
Well, and I think
flashy things.
a lot of the, I wouldn't say it's a lot of the reason, but I feel like part of the reason that they had to do that is because Oregon is so far away that you'll be like, yeah, dude, you can come visit, Oregon. It's a 4 or 5 hour flight out here.
Sorry for the interruption. We have a cat in our garage that's actually about to be an outside cat, and it has a problem. So let me attend to this cat real quick. The conversation continues. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. It is now officially the smoke hour. We all had to take a little break halfway through our conversation, and my outdoor cat was being an outdoor cat, so I had to take care of it. Today we have pork riblets, again, like episode 1, but this time y'all will be able to see them. Y'all can zoom in on that. I'm sure I could edit that in there somewhere. And my lovely white potatoes. Thank you, baby. They're so good. So that's the smoke hour for this week. Mango habanero seasoning, like always. Always the good stuff. But boys, we were talking about the uniforms before. I think we left off on Oregon's uniforms and the way how we're doing that, correct?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oregon's uniforms. But overall, I really don't think Texas needs uniforms. I think we're good the way we are. Sorry, guys. We're going to enjoy this meat. Hopefully y'all are hungry while y'all
You do
watching
enjoy
this.
that meat, don't you, boy?
Uh-huh. I love meat. Oh, boy. Give me all the meat. Probably this season a little better.
I will disagree on teams having alternate uniforms. It doesn't have to be something that gets put in a consistent rotation or anything, but wearing it like once or twice a year, I think that'd be cool. Like Texas having an all black uniform, or even like I don't know how I feel about an all burnt orange uniform, but all black uniform would probably be.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's like wearing like all red, almost like. That's why y'all's uniform combination is so good though, because at least y'all have the black helmet to offset the jerseys. But
Honestly, I think there's some programs like we've talked about before, like Penn State, Alabama, Texas. Even like I'm not a Texas fan. I don't like the color burnt orange, but I agree with Kyle. Their whites are like some of the cleanest uniforms in the nation.
they are. It's just a good look.
And Penn State's whites look clean too, man. I mean, there's some things I think you just. And I'm a traditionalist, right? Like, there's a lot of things that have happened with college football over the last 15, 20 years that I'm like, what is happening? What's going on? And with certain programs, like, that's what you are. You know what I mean? That's almost part of your tradition, part of your culture. So, like, when I saw A&M's a perfect example of this. When I saw A&M come out with, like, their blacks, I was like, what are y'all doing? They started wearing a black helmet. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense to me. For us, I know we had the galvanized last year. That was a Pat special, you know. And I like them, but I'm not a huge fan of Tech wearing gray. It's not one of our primary colors.
It's not.
Red, black, and white, you know.
That's all I'm trying to say. It's like the uniforms that are like, I don't know, like the ones I thought were cool were the Oregon pink uniforms when everyone used to wear the breast cancer awareness pink uniforms. Like, I thought that was cool. I really did. But also, though, at the same time, it's like the teams that wear the uniforms that are just like, they're just not their colors, like, or they don't represent like colors of the city or anything. They just don't like. I don't know. They don't resonate with me. Like, it's just like, okay, cool. Like, you're just showing off. Like, we got more money in it.
Tech, like, was it 3-4 days ago? Released their 100-year jerseys, and I like them a lot. But they're red, black, and white.
Oh.
And if you go read like the description about why they did it the way they did it, I love it.
Yeah.
It's all about honoring our tradition and honoring the heritage and like where we came from and pulling elements from previous uniforms to pay tribute to the past. Not just, hey, let's be different and flashy.
What y'all think about? I know this is not really football related, but I mean it is because it relates to jerseys
Sports.
and everything. But the Rangers City Connects with the
It's a good question. So when they first came out, I was not happy with it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was kind of cool, honestly.
I thought we could have done a lot better job of not straying too far away from our actual color scheme. I think that was the biggest thing for me. I'm not a big fan of navy pants. In baseball, you wear white, you wear gray. I don't.
Yeah.
But the longer we've had them, the more I've like read up on it and stuff. Like, I love the Beagle.
Yeah.
I love the spur. Like, every piece of that uniform, they put a lot of thought into. And so, as a history guy and a tradition guy, like, they've grown on me a lot.
Me too.
I have a Seeger City Connect. Like,
I have the hat for it. It's pretty sweet.
yeah. So in the beginning, I was kind of like, especially because you'd see some of these other ones that came out. Like, I know San Diego's are wild and crazy, but they're San Diego. Like, they're Southern California. It's perfect, right?
Yeah.
I love the Reds.
The Rockies were pretty cool.
The Rockies were cool. The White Sox are some of the most legit. And then, like, the ones they went from, the Southside jerseys, the ones they went to this year that look like the Bulls from the 90s,
Yeah.
like, those are legit.
Those are sweet.
There are some City Connects, I'm like, this is awful. Nobody's who wants to look, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's just, as long as they continue to do a good job, whether you're talking about college football or Major League Baseball or whatever, NBA has City Connects too. As long as they're doing a good job of, like, and this is just because of who I am, paying tribute to the past, pulling elements that are important to either the history of the organization or just what the organization is or what the city that they play for or what's the city they play in, like Pittsburgh, right? It's a steel city, man. Pay tribute to those people. You know, that's what a City Connect should be, to me, should be. Is either honoring your history or finding a way to really connect with the city you play with, you know?
That's how I feel, but like the Astro City Connect, I like the Space City, but every time they've done the Space City, the uniforms they just look ugly to me. Like I don't know why. Like I don't know why they can't figure it out. It's just maybe it's just me, but like me being an Astros fan, like I like how our jerseys are. Anyway,
They should have put a trash can on there. They should have done.
That'd been a really good idea.
They should have put some buzzers on there too. Hey, maybe they should have put a picture of what's his name, Bo Jackson, for the one-hit wonders on y'all's jerseys.
Well,
Y'all been trashed this championship. Anyway,
2 years.
that was a fun little debate. A fun little debate on uniforms. I think we made all of our points, except for Graham. Graham's a football player. You got to eat all the meat. But anyway, guys, let's get into the main topic of the day, the AFC. Last week, we kind of zoomed through the NFC a little bit of a time crunch. So this week, we're going to do a quick little refresher on the NFC, and then after that, we'll go straight to our AFC, which will be a little bit longer. So, guys, this week on our little meeting, I think we could all agree for the most part what we all said it was. So we'll touch on the NFC real quick. This is just what I had. I did everyone's ceiling. I didn't know floors. I just think like this is what the max that I think every single team is going to do. Like Eagles, I have them going 15-2 at the most. I can see them doing that. Commanders 11-6. Cowboys 9-8. Giants 6-11. I think for the most part that's a pretty fair way how to get the division, as we all talked about. And then obviously on the North, I had the Lions going 12-5. I don't really see them winning 13 games, 14 games. Packers 10-7, Vikings 8-9, Bears 7-10. I mean, I know we had a little bit of debate of the Vikings being better, but I just do not trust JJ. I have to see JJ McCarthy play before I can even consider them.
You got to see what you got in the division.
Yeah, exactly. And then the South, I mean, Buccaneers, I think. Good thing you draft Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield will be top 3 in MVP conversation by the end of the year. I think
I do have a comment.
Yeah.
And in regards to the Vikings, I'm a huge KOC fan, and I still believe that whoever the quarterback is that's under Kevin O'Connell is going to be above average, just because of the way that he schemes everything, the way he draws up the plays and everything. I feel like even though we're not sure what JJ is going to be, I still feel like he's going to be better than average because of who his coach is. And for anybody that says coaches aren't that important, they need to reevaluate, because Kevin O'Connell is the perfect example.
It just depends on what you're talking about, right? Like Kevin O'Connell is going to be pivotal for JJ McCarthy, you know. At this point, Ben Johnson could prove me wrong with if he gets Caleb Williams going in the right direction. Again, he didn't play bad last year, but he wasn't. I didn't see anything that said, "Yeah, that's the first overall pick."
I mean, the Bears were just a disaster overall. The fact that we found out that no one was watching film with him, if that is true, what he's saying, I mean, like no one's denied it or anything. The fact that he came out and said I had pretty much had to learn to watch film in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's your offensive coordinator is not helping, your defensive coordinator is not helping, your quarterback coach is not there. Like I just sat in a room by myself and had to figure out, and I don't even know exactly what I'm watching. That is,
that's funny that you say that, because I think that's a big part of Pat's success getting to the NFL.
That was from Caleb Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote about it in a book.
Because Cliff is an X's and O's guy.
Right.
That's why he didn't work out as well. There's multiple reasons. We don't talk about all that, but he was pivotal in Pat's success because he taught him all that.
Right.
He showed him this is what you got to do. This is how you get the most of it. This is why it's important. And so then, like on Gruden's quarterback camp or whatever that I miss, like Pat impressed the hell out of Gruden. And he was like, man, this guy's like, his thinking is like next level. Well, that's coming from the coach. So I'm not saying they're not important. I'm just saying it just depends, right? What's your situation? Goff doesn't need somebody to guide him. You know what I mean? Williams needs, they're early guys in the NFL.
But like,
they got to learn all the different, because the NFL's way different.
Right, but like when you go to Peyton Manning in
Indy.
Like when you go to Peyton Manning in Indy and you have Bruce Arians there, like, you watch film differently in college than what you do in the NFL, because in the NFL, like, you have to take time, like, out of your, like, we all watch the quarterback series and we watch golf. Like, he's taking time out of his personal life.
Well, and that's different because in the NFL, that's your job. That's your sole focus. In college, you still have college, you still have all these other things you got to take care of. But NFL, you made it to the NFL. That's your job. That's the only thing that you have.
Right, but the thing is, though, is like when you watch Jared Goff, he's like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. This is what, like, if we're gonna run this play, like Caleb was just sitting there and watching. I'm sure he picked up some things, but he's just sitting there watching tendencies. Like he's not thinking about, okay, well, when they're in cover two, I can transition into this. Like no one's teaching him, like, hey, when you see this right here, come over here. Because again, in college, and this is partially why Lincoln Riley's quarterbacks don't really work out in the NFL, except for Baker, but Baker did have to get humbled a little bit, and Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts came from Nick Saban, and Nick Saban will damn sure make sure if you watch film, there's no option around that. So like though, outside of those two quarterbacks, he's never really sent the quarterback to the league, and like maybe Kyler, but Kyler's the same way. Kyler Murray is almost like Caleb Williams. That's a perfect comparison in my opinion. They sit there, they hold the ball too long, they like to run around and make plays. When in the NFL, it's all about the timing and stuff. But if you're sitting there watching film, but you really don't have any idea what you're watching and you can't compare that, that's a fail on the Bears coaching staff for them doing that. Like that's like complete and utter failure on them. That's whatever. But anyway, let's keep the show moving on that. Buccaneers, obviously, I think Baker had the MVP caliber season. Falcons 9-8. Okay. Panthers, okay. Saints, worst team in the league. They're going 3-14. That's their ceiling, in my opinion. And then we got Rams and Niners. Matthew Stafford is coming back this week to practice, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully he is right. And then Cardinals bringing up 8-9. That will be Jonathan Gannon's last season in Arizona, and that will be the end of that. And Kyler Murray will probably end up getting traded. So quick little rundown of the NFC. But guys, the big topic of the day, the AFC. We'll start off with the AFC North now. Again, on our little meeting, this is what I had. Ravens, I got them going 14-3, and they're going to clinch up the 1 seed. To me, they only got better, and they found their next Justin Tucker, just hopefully not as touchy as him. But Bengals,
Allegedly.
allegedly, Bengals 11-6.
Got them 11 games.
So that's my again. I went with ceiling. This is what I think like the max that every team's going to do. I have them going 11-6, but I could also see Pittsburgh going 11-6. I just don't know. Like I don't know. Like, and the news just came out today that the Bengals are taking calls on Trey Henderson. Like, there's a real chance he might get traded because they have not resumed contract talks. Trey Henderson is back in the building because he's getting fined like $50,000 a day for every day he's not there. So I don't know. I was just kind of hoping when I made it on Thursday that Trey Henderson, the Bengals may have worked something out. I just don't know. I don't know. It's going to be
Not looking good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Shamar Stewart in preseason, granted, he looks good. He overpowered an offensive tackle. Like he does look really, really good.
Yeah, but are you going to get?
You're replacing a rookie with a 17.5 sack All Pro.
I was about to say, and with Shamar Stewart, like he didn't have that big of a sack production in college, so you're kind of
he's based off potential.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I think the Ravens are I think they're pretty much clear cut. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. They've just, like you said, they've added pieces to something that was already really good.
Yeah.
I don't care how old Derrick Henry is. We were talking about this before the show. It's Derrick Henry. He's built different. I don't care what his age. I mean, he almost cracked 2,000 yards last year.
Right.
And nobody talked about it because of Saquon. That's insane.
Well,
right.
I think people
and Lamar had what 40-6.
Well, I think they would have talked about it a little more if they just would have gave him the ball more against the Bills. Like I don't know what the game plan in that second half against the Bills. Like the Ravens were kicking the Bills' ass. It's just the Bills just held them off, and then Mark Andrews dropped the ball. Like the Bills just defended as much as they could. It's just I still don't understand why they didn't give Derrick.
Well, and they added Jair Alexander to a secondary. That's like, how are you getting all these dudes on the field? I think no, he's not anymore.
He's not hurt. He's they're not playing him because of his injury history, but they're going to have to because both of the the 4th round pick and the 5th round pick.
I thought he was coming off of an injury this season.
No, he is coming off an injury, but
Well, I'm saying, I think he's still in the process of rehab, right?
no, he's done. He's healthy to play.
Yeah.
They wouldn't. No one would have signed him if he was still in rehab. He's healthy to play, but he's gonna have to hurry up and start getting in that motion of yes, we know he's healthy, but now they got to start working in it because the Ravens. They just lost 2 draft picks at corner. They lost their 4th round and 5th round pick, and their 5th round pick, I can't think of his name. Hope he get better. Literally snapped his leg in half. So he's done until next year, completely. And they have another corner that went on IR, but he's going on the pup list IR. So he's gone.
They need him to be ready, but they're also stacked in the second.
They have way
Yeah,
more.
They
they're
were last
good,
year, and it
but
hasn't really changed.
They're good, but their depth's not.
You're right.
It's the
I
depth.
get you.
That's the only thing.
I get you, but I just think the Ravens are clear cut. I think everybody would agree the Browns are at the bottom. And then kind of what you're saying, Kyle, the middle of that division is weird because you have a Bengals team that has a stellar offense with I would probably even say mediocre, a not so great offensive line, and basically a non-existent defense.
I don't mean to cut you off right there, but also too, I'm also kind of banking on Joe Burrow's going to be healthy consistently for the first time ever for 2 seasons in a row.
Right, and that's a factor definitely. But you also so then you move on to the Steelers, who have always been a defensive team. They've had years with offensive success, a la their Super Bowls with Big Ben.
They're always,
But so they're kind of like the same situation, just inverted, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So your Steelers are going to have a solid defense. They're going to have some stuff on offense that people are like, ooh, but what are they going to have on offense? You don't know. And it's the same with Shamar Stewart may come in and be defensive rookie of the year. I'm not saying that's my prediction, but
it's going to be Jahdae Barron.
but he's he could be a guy that comes in and does it because he can be a game wrecker. But if you don't have Trey Hendrickson, that diminishes the opportunity for that to happen.
Well, maybe Al Golden, he might have some up his sleeve. I mean, I don't. Maybe Al Golden might know something that we don't, and maybe he went to Zach Taylor and just said, "Hey, it's okay if we lose Hendrickson. I got this." And maybe that's why the Bengals. I know, but
No.
but Hendrickson hasn't been in camp all year. Al Golden and Trey Hendrickson. From a report that I read, it could be false, so I'm taking it with a giant grain of salt, this big. But that they haven't even spoken to each other. So if Al Golden feels comfortable enough where he can go to Zach Taylor and say, "Hey, I think our defense, it is going to be some work. We are going to need some time to get in the rhythm, but I can promise you by the end of the year we'll be rocking and rolling. We may not have sack production and everything, but we'll be able to at least stop teams on 3rd down."
did they pick up anybody in the offseason?
Well, they got rid of I don't know.
They didn't.
Their
Besides,
their corners were good last year. The only problem with Cam Taylor Britt was that he ran his mouth too much, and then he started sucking, and then they had to pull him out, and then they humbled him, kind of like what the Panthers did with Bryce Young, where they pulled him out. They're like, "Hey, learn first, and then we'll put you back in." And then when they put Cam Taylor Britt back in, he played like an all-pro again. He was good. I mean, it just.
I just think that
It's a tall
this,
order.
the Steelers losing Minka hurts. That was a surprise to me when they traded him away because they traded
Such a
for
weird
him.
trade.
That is a
very
weird
weird
trade.
trade. But
And the thing
he's
is,
an eraser, right? And I've said this for years. The best defenses have an eraser at one of 2 positions, and the all-time great defenses have it at 2, right? You have to have a safety back there that can fix what everybody else screws up if you want to be elite as a defense.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have that, you damn sure better have a linebacker in the middle that can solidify everything up front.
Well, that's why
The best example of that, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. You had an eraser in the back, and you had the same thing. in the
How
middle.
many defenses have the 2 greatest defensive players
no, but
at the
that's-
same
I'm just
time
saying-
playing for 10 years?
But I'm just saying,
Gosh.
I'm just saying, you had. Okay, look at the Buccaneers with Warren Sapp on the defensive
They
line.
had Warren Sapp,
You had
John Lynch, another.
That's
set
my
of
point.
Hall of
I'm not
Famers.
saying it happens all the time, but I'm saying if you want to be talking about the greatest defense of all time, like those 2 are, you have to have those 2 pieces, right? The Niners were trying to get there. They got Warner. He's that kind of middle linebacker, they
He'll be the
gotten
first
close
down.
on the backside a few times, but not quite there. And so Minka leaving Pittsburgh really makes you wonder what's the backside of that going to look like. They've got talented corners. Right.
And they just picked up Darius Slay too.
Right, they have Darius Slay. They
They have
traded
Slay,
for
they have
Jalen Ramsey. They
Ramsey,
still
they
have
have
Oh my God, it's a nursing
Baby
home.
Trotter. Is it Trotter?
That's a
No, it's not Trotter. It's
nursing
I
home.
don't know.
his
Porter.
dad played for him.
Joey Porter Jr.
Porter Jr. Yeah, they got JPJ.
My
He's going to
God.
be really good. But what do you have back there?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so and then you obviously have defense player of the year in TJ Watt. Like, well, they have a.
Is their average defensive age like 35? It has to be. As the
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like they're still going to be solid defensively. They lost Mika. That's a big knock.
They're not even.
But then offensively, like Pickens is gone, which
It was
and I know they got DK. But it's they have moved.
Oh, that's right.
Najee's gone, so and I know they got Caleb Johnson, but that's an unknown quantity. So what's that offense going to be? You know, but and then the quarterback situation is like I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think
Are we
that
gonna get MVP Aaron, or are we gonna get?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like I know what they have,
No.
but
I
who
think
is he going to be?
I think we'll get like 2022 Aaron. Not that Aaron Rodgers played bad, but that was the year like Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. I think they're both rookies. I think we'll get that kind of Aaron Rodgers because like the last like four. By the way, we're on the Steelers going 98. The last like 6 games he played with the Jets, like he threw for over 300 yards twice. I think maybe once, but he had a couple of three touchdown games, 2 touchdown games, like no turnovers.
I thought it was crazy that whenever he tore his Achilles, they were talking like if
He'd
the
be
Jets
back
make
for the year.
it to the
Yeah.
playoffs, like they'll make it back to
Yeah.
play with them for the playoffs.
I think,
And then he comes in the next year and he's not anywhere close to where
but you look at his mobility though, like it's kind of
he's
like
never been a super mobile quarterback anyway.
no, but part of it, he's like a snake. Like he can slither his way out. It's like it's hard. Like he can at least like he can move out of the pocket. He's not like Jared Goff where he's like if he takes 3 steps out of the pocket, it's probably going to get picked off. Like Aaron Rodgers, if he runs outside that pocket, he's going to find someone deep. Like there's going to be a 45.
Or go pick up 10 or 12 because everybody bails and
Yeah.
I'll just scamper and then jog
Yeah,
and then
like,
slide
I mean,
and pop
that's
back
why-
up.
I mean,
Little
that's why
pop-up
he's so
baseball
great.
slide.
I mean, we all remember, like, I don't mean to bring up bad memories, but that playoff game at Dallas where he found Jared Cook on the
Yes,
side and,
I
like, just
remember.
threw it, like, perfectly between 2 dudes, like, right there rolling right and caught
Very
it.
improbable.
Yeah,
But of
like,
course,
how is
when
that?
it's a Cowboys situation?
Oh, yeah.
But
Well,
that's what I'm
always-
saying, like, how does that happen? Like, you can't, like, that's still in there somewhere. I'm not saying he won't ever be that to that level. I mean, because we've only seen one quarterback play well into his 40s, and he's the greatest of all time. And his game wasn't even based off athleticism. Like, if Tom Brady was like a little bit better mobile quarterback, he probably only would have played when he's like 40.
It's all about his head.
Yeah, exactly. And I
He
mean,
knew the game better than anybody.
yeah, and I think Aaron's gonna have a good year, but like, I could see a world where they make the playoffs. My only problem is the AFC West that comes into play. And that's the only reason.
Let's do them last.
No. I'm not transitioning.
No, I feel you.
to that.
No, I feel you. I'm
I'm
just
not
saying.
transitioning.
I hear what you're saying because that's a division that could have 3.
Yeah, like it, like
That's the best division in football.
yeah.
to me.
And
But
I do.
all I'm saying is like I think if you pick the Bengals 2 and the Steelers 3, or you pick them Steelers 2 and the Bengals 3, like you're probably
you
not
can
wrong.
switch it, but that's why I
It's a
think.
crapshoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
like,
why.
who knows, man? Because
You can't forget about
you know what Joe Burrow can do when he's healthy. You got the best 1-2 punch at receiver in the league.
It's just if the Bengals can just get a damn stop in the fourth quarter,
But that's my point.
I
How are
mean,
they going
and
to do
they're-
it? They're
and-
going to rely on the get.
and we
we can't
can't.
forget about Mike Tomlin either. That dude
Yeah.
has not gone under 500 in his tenure.
And
And he won't.
20
He
years.
won't.
And that's
like,
that's what I'm saying. So like, if Rodgers just has to be 75% of what he's been,
that's 2022 Rodgers. Like they'll
yeah.
be,
So
they'll be
you're
fine.
talking about the Steelers having a really good opportunity to come out of second in that.
And I mean, they got DK Metcalf. They have the young receiver Washington, I think is his name. That's like pretty good. They got 2 stud tight ends. They got Johnny
Yeah.
Smith, which by the way, that's like the weirdest thing ever. You're right. They like traded John. The
They
Dolphins.
said they were talking about trading, and then it kind of just went away. And then
Oh,
next thing you know, it's like,
Steelers.
oh yeah, we're trading for it.
Yeah. back
Like for the audience that doesn't know, the Steelers and the Dolphins made a trade between Jalen Ramsey and Minka Fitzpatrick. 32 minutes later, they made a separate trade for Jonnu Smith and like a late round pick.
Well, it
And
was one trade.
No, it was separate.
Was it?
It was separate. That was the whole thing. That's what made no sense. They separated it, and they were like, "No, why don't we just go ahead and do this?" We already talked about Minka and Ramsey, but it was 2 separate trades, which was like, it was weird as it is, and you're right. They said that they were thinking about doing it, and then out of nowhere they trade for Mika Fitzpatrick, and then next thing you know, like everyone looks at Adam Schefter and they're like, "Oh wow, look at that! It's Jonathan Smith went too in a separate trade." Like what? But anyway, yeah, and then again with the Browns, not much to discuss there. Myles Garrett is kind of a liar, but kind of a smart man at the same time. Got paid 43 million this year. So he'll be the highest paid non-quarterback.
He did just get busted going 100 though.
Well, no,
Not that it's
TJ
going to
Watt
matter,
passed him.
but
Oh, TJ Watt did pass.
Yeah.
That's right.
160.
160. By the way, when will NFL players learn? Just hit that gap. Like we're not at Georgia. Hit the brake.
Allegedly.
No, he did.
No, I was gonna say he
did.
got clocked,
He got
bro.
a ticket.
He got
literally
clocked.
got a speeding
Look.
ticket. The cop literally said in the footage, like, "I'm sorry, man. Like, I love you, but you went too fast. Like, I have to ticket you for this. If I don't ticket you, I'm going to get in trouble."
See, Graham and I talked about this a couple days ago. I was like, look, this is becoming a more widespread problem. We don't have to go very long on this.
No.
And it's not just this stupid rookie. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting widespread.
Be careful what you say. What, you got a problem with Shador? You have a problem with Shador?
Did he get caught going over 100?
Do you have a problem with Shador?
Did he get
You
caught
can't
going
talk to us
100?
about Shador.
I don't dislike Shador. I told people I thought he was the best quarterback prospect in the
You
draft.
have no right to talk about him in that.
I saw him play live, and I said he is the best
We were
talent.
literally
with
watching the
in
game, and he said that's a first-round quarterback.
I
Yeah,
know.
like it blows my mind what happened to Shador. But all I'm saying is, it's not just him, and you have the Rasheed
Technical
Rice.
difficulties here on the Pipe Down Show. Give us some grace, please. Anyway, like we were talking about with the Johnny Smith and Dolphins trade, and Jalen Ramsey going to the Steelers, but yeah, pretty much again like the Browns, they don't mean anything. And then again with the Steelers and all that trade,
It makes the middle of the division unsure. I think everybody knows the
from
Ravens
2 to
first.
4 is like whatever, dude. Like the Browns made it to the playoffs like 3 years ago with Joe Flacco, but it's like I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the AFC South. For real. Let's move on to the AFC South. We got Texans, Jaguars, Titans, Colts. I think the Colts are gonna have like the second pick in the draft. I love Tyler Warren, the rookie. I got him in fantasy, and I love Jonathan Taylor.
They may get Trey Hendrickson.
They may, but
Not that it's gonna.
But the thing is, it's just like, oh my god, Anthony Richardson is so terrible. Like he legit like has moments where you're like, oh, there it is, and then the very
once
next,
every 4 games.
and then the very next play, it's like, oh my gosh, and then Daniel Jones comes in. It's like Daniel Jones will get like, all right, 5 yards, 6 yards, 5 yards, just dinking down the field, and you're like, okay, and then as soon as he winds up for the long ball, you're like, oh. Yeah, he really is awful. I mean, yeah.
The issue with like Anthony Richardson is like his ceiling is
so high.
like it's huge, but the problem is like how long is it gonna? How much patience are you gonna have as a franchise?
How
to
long
wait?
In today's NFL,
How
not
long?
enough.
How long can you keep a quarterback by just saying, "Oh, he's got crazy potential," or
No more than 3 years.
Exactly.
Because by halfway through year 2, he's benched and everything, and everyone's like,
Well, he can't stay healthy either. That's another thing. Like, it would be one thing if he just wasn't there yet and he was staying healthy, but he's not there.
And he's not a
and
big
he's
dude.
not
It's not like
staying
he's got
healthy.
bad stature. It's not like he's like 5'11", 185 pounds or anything like
he's
that.
6'4", 250.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. How is he not?
He's bigger
Like, how
than
does he
Cam
get so
Newton.
banged up?
He's bigger than Cam Newton. Literally bigger than Cam Newton. Like, I don't know. Anyway, the Titans, Cam Ward's going to be good. That boy knows how to distribute a ball.
He's my
and
backup quarterback.
that was a great pick. I thought about picking him up. I don't think the Titans are going to be as terrible as everyone says. Everyone thinks they play the Broncos week 1. I honestly believe, not just because it's week 1, but I think the Titans are going to give some teams some problems. I think the Broncos will win that game, but like it's not going to be like a 45-3 blowout. It's going to be like 28-14. I can easily see that. I think Cam Ward's going to be great. And then, so other than that, Titans, not really much else to talk about. Just an improvement year, I guess. And then year 3, we'll talk about playoffs. But Jaguars 9-8. Trevor, this is it. Are you a bust or are you that dude? You need to figure it out, like now. And then we got the Texans at 10-7, who They have C.J. Stroud, and I like the Texans. If I had a second, they are my second team. But if I wasn't a fan of these glorious navy blue and orange
Let's rock.
team, I'm act like you didn't say that. I would be a Texans fan. So, but I am excited to see C.J. Stroud November 2nd when the Broncos come down and play. Again, what's y'all's thoughts on Trevor Lawrence? Honestly, I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's really that great, but he has this year to show if he really is that number one All-Pro pick.
Trevor
selection.
Lawrence is weird because you know what's inside. You saw it at Clemson. You've seen it a couple years in the NFL. And it's not like Doug Peterson doesn't know what he's doing on offense. You know what I'm saying? Now he's got a refreshed offense coordinator as head coach. So I don't know. We'll see, man. Like it's a strange situation.
Well,
Because he's so talented. You can't deny the talent, man.
if healthy, because last year he hurt his shoulder or something, and then he got a concussion or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
he got
so
that hit.
Yeah.
He got killed.
So it's like, I feel like if he can go a full year of being healthy, he'll get that confidence back. And because I think that's all it is. I think it's just the lack of confidence after getting hurt.
You know what else contributes to what's happened to him?
He plays for
That-
the Jaguars.
Well, okay. But the year that he did so well, they had a running game.
Yeah.
Etienne played well that year.
That's another thing.
And
too.
Etienne is like, where'd you go, bro?
how
Like
did-
they were talking about,
how
there
did
were
he
rumors
fall
he
off?
would get cut. That's how far he fell.
I don't
You know
know
what I mean?
how he
They've
fell.
got BTJ. That dude is a stud. You know.
Well, now they have the uniform.
It's
Travis Hunter.
yeah. So it's gonna be really interesting.
I
You know, but also how much does Travis Hunter play off?
That's what I was about to say.
To
That's
me,
a-
I think
that's a-
he plays more on defense, and he'll be sprinkled on offense. That's what I think.
I
Now,
think they'll have packages and stuff for
yeah,
Travis Hunter to come
Yeah.
in, but I don't think he'll be like a. I just being in the NFL.
I don't think he
is-
plays more than like 20% of snaps a game on offense. I think now, who knows? But if I'm making the decision, I want that dude
healthy.
on the defensive side of the ball more than I want him on the offensive side of the ball.
And
Receivers, they're not a dime a dozen, but like you can find receivers a lot easier than you can find serviceable, high-level secondary players in the NFL. That's just a fact.
he was playing both ways in college, and they play 12 games unless they make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, right off the bat, you're already at 17 games in an NFL
Yeah.
season. So it's like,
Well, it's not like
and it's against, like, in college, you'll have teams where, like, you've got high and low level people on the same team. NFL, it's all high level.
We're all in the NFL for a reason.
Yeah, it's the best of the best. So it's
Yeah.
like, not only are you up in the games, you're also up in the competition. So it's like, if you try to play both ways, you're going to have to restrict one way or the other.
If you play both ways and you try to do it your entire career, your career's going to get cut short. I could see him easily being a play on both sides of the ball kind of guy
But
pretty
he's not-
heavily
he's
for
not-
a while, and then I think he gets to a point where he's like, remember Devin Hester used to play on both sides of the ball until he became like a return specialist, and he was
oh god, that was
special on
awesome.
offense, but he was good as a corner too.
Yeah.
And so it's where do you need him more? Where does
Corner,
where
they need
does
him more at corner.
Absolutely, but I'm just saying with regard to Hunter, like where do you need him more? Where does he? Where's his natural fit more? Because you can take great athletes on both sides of the ball and pop them in different positions and then have success because they're great athletes. They're
Well,
good
another
football players.
thing with Travis Hunter is like his stature, like the way he's built, he's
Yeah.
not like physically imposing.
I almost said that. Like he's not a.
Yeah, so it's I understand like it's when it comes to being a corner and stuff. If you're fast and you've got good ability to think quick, then you'll be good. But if you want to play both ways, you've got to be able to have the ability to take the hits that you're going to take as a receiver, and then go back out on defense and then play.
But he
Top level.
he'll play both ways, but I think they'll play him more at corner. So I think this is what's going to happen. Week 1, I can easily see where they put to the game plan, and just as like a little bit of ownership coaching is like, hey, we drafted this dude, he needs to play both ways, and I'll just go for Week 1 just to have the
He's very
show.
open about wanting to play both ways.
Right, but-
It's
Yeah,
not
he's
a-
been very
Right,
good
but
about
like the
it, too.
thing is that I almost had an idea to where I can easily see it being he's going to play receiver this quarter, and the next quarter he's going to play corner. Like he alternates quarters or alternates halves, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then if they really need him, they'll put him. Like say like they have a receiver injury, and they say, hey, you're going to play a little bit less corner than you are going to play receiver. You can play more receiver today. So I can see something like that happening. But Liam Cohen's got. I mean, Jags got a lot of damn talent. They got Joshua Hines Allen. Like they have some talent. It's just, man, dude. If
The biggest thing.
the biggest thing they need is like Trevor needs a good season, and then Travis needs to prove something that's almost never been done in the NFL since the 50s with Night Train Lane, maybe. Like, I mean, that's it. But
It's interesting because you heard a lot of talk leading up to the draft about these experts and whatever, and who knows if they are not, right? But there were guys saying like, if you're not going to play him both ways, you don't take him that high because he's a really good corner. He can be a really good receiver, and the fact that he won all the awards he did was a media circus because he wasn't the best at either, and it shouldn't have happened.
I don't. He's so good at corner.
I'm not saying he's not, but what they're saying is like he's not. He's
think-
not better than Jahdae Barron as a corner.
No,
That's
no,
what a lot
no,
of
no,
people
no,
were saying.
no. Wait.
And so there's
let me stop you.
Hold on. So their point was, if you're not going to use him in some capacity on both sides of the ball, you don't take him that high.
No, that makes sense. But this is my thing. Jahdae Barron, I'm so glad the Broncos got him. I didn't think we were going to draft him. I thought we were going to get Hampton, the running back, but they threw us a curveball and got Barron. I was like, cool, he plays for Texas. Now he plays for my favorite team. I love Jahdae to death. I really do. Like, he can play every single position. I love him so much. If Travis Hunter would have 100% played corner the whole year, he would have won that award instead of this. Because I truly believe
That may be true.
No, but I know we're going to live in
I'm
a
just
world.
talking about how did it unfold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I see how it unfolds, but like, I honestly think as his career goes on, he'll play more corner than receiver.
I think you're right. I
And then
agree.
he'll be like wide receiver number. Well, they're gonna have. Well, it's
He won't
interesting.
be a
Which,
depth chart guy. He'll have a package with about 8 to 10 plays.
no, they'll have more.
I'm just saying, like, as
Well,
you're
they
saying
would
as
have.
it
They would have
progresses,
that. They would have to have more because
But it
NFL.
would just depend on what else they have too. I mean, it's
I mean, they
the
do have
NFL's
Brian,
you got to win now.
but
no
they have
matter who you are.
but they have a legit number one in Brian Thomas. So
Yeah.
like legit number one, like
He
great
was
player.
starting in receiving yards last year.
He's perfect. I wish I would have got him in the draft, but I didn't. Got RJ Harvey instead. I had to pick him, but I love RJ Harvey.
I was laughing all line for that pick. I was like, of course he did.
Yeah.
He's not even listed as the number one guy yet.
You know. He will be. I'm so excited for it. Dude, he had a good ass touchdown yesterday. Cardinals too. But anyway, I'm so excited for him. I'm gonna buy his jersey. I hope he's not wearing 37. Now we'll move on to the Bills. Again, with the Texans, Titans, and Colts, not much there. We all kind of agree Texans are winning the division. I really don't see any other team coming out. Anyone?
I think
The only thing I want to actually put in like behind the Texans, because I do think the Texans are just clear cut winning. I tried to talk to him about it on the way here. I feel like the only way that can shake up in the division, like the rankings, is if Cam Ward just has because we've had 2 straight years of just insane rookie quarterback play. You had Stroud 2 years ago, and then you had Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix last year. So it's like, what is the number 1 overall pick going to be after nobody's been talking about it basically all offseason?
Right. The only thing is with having that number 1 pick to the top, like with the Commanders, like no one expected much out of Jaden Daniels. The thing with Jaden Daniels is that the talent, like they clearly were built. The way how it was looking going up to that draft, they were building around either getting Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels. That was with all the moves they made with Terry McLaurin, signing Austin Eckler, getting a little bit better offensive line around him. So like, it didn't really surprise me that the Commanders made the playoffs. It just surprised me how they played when they got to the playoffs. That was my whole thing because I like Jaden Daniels
as far as the NFC Championship.
Yeah, that was the thing that surprised me. Like I thought when they got in there with the Buccaneers, I'm like Buccaneers are going to win, but then the center snaps the ball too early to Mayfield, and the defensive lineman, he's just at the right place at the right time, and that's kind of what ruined their season. Like the center just snapped it too early. That's it. Like if the center doesn't snap it too early, Baker's driving down the field and scoring a touchdown. Like, he's going to do that. But that was the thing with that, and with Cam Ward, it's like, man, his receivers are just not good. He's got Calvin Ridley. He's 30. He's about to turn 31. I don't know. Tight end Gunnar Helm made some great plays. The tight end out of Texas made some great plays yesterday. Like fantastic plays. I don't really know how much he'll play because they have
I'm trying to remember who else they have.
Okwonu. They have Okwonu. They do have Tyler Lockett, so that gives them like a veteran. I just don't know. I don't really see. I can see Cam Ward playing well, but not making the playoffs.
Was that rookie from Stanford? Did he get drafted by the
Io Maynard.
Yeah, Io Maynard. Is he with the Titans or the Panthers? Always
He's a
I
tight
can't
end.
remember.
Yeah, he's with the
And
Titans.
also, I know it's a UDFA, so like nobody even thinks about him. But he also has Restrepo, who he played with in college. So I don't.
He'll make the team because he has some amazing catches.
Hey,
He's really good.
Isaiah Bond went to the Browns too. He was
That
in
is
the
true.
UDFA After
Oh my God, I
all the
forgot.
charges and stuff were dropped.
And lawsuit abuse in Texas. Isaiah Bond did nothing wrong. The charges were proven. That lady should go to jail. I'll be the first one to say it. He ruined so much money for that young man.
he would have definitely went. Like,
He would have been a
second or
second round pick. But
Look at
I'm glad.
Collins.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Lyle Collins is going to be a top 10 pick.
And he didn't do anything either.
I know.
And his life got ruined by
He ended
that.
up making a ton of money.
Yeah, he did. That's why I hope Isaiah Bond goes out there and balls. I'm rooting so hard for him. I think he will, because it's not that teams didn't want to draft him. It's just that literally happened a week before the draft.
Right before
Well, you got to stay
Right.
away. It's, in today's NFL, you got to stay away from it. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Until you know, like, there was no way he was getting drafted.
the thing is too. Yeah, that's true. It's unfortunate. That man will make money that he'll never will ever. He can't get that money back that he missed out on. But anyway, Isaiah Bond, I'm rooting so hard for him. I really hope he makes the team practice squad, just something for him because he can ball. He had a little bit of injury history at Texas. He got banged up, but when he was at Alabama, catching touchdowns left and right from Jalen Miller of all quarterbacks, that's a discussion for another day. But yeah, good. Thank you for bringing him up because I hate that happening. I hate when that happens to players and they get in front of a grand jury and nothing happens. And it's
Look
like
at
that.
Sean Oakman.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
the
his
dude
whole-
never got to the NFL.
And dude, and you know what's crazy? He's playing in the CFL right now. He is
Wrecking.
dominating.
He is wrecking.
Well,
They
when he was
need to
at
get-
Baylor, dude, he was the same way.
He was gonna be the number one pick.
Yeah.
He was gonna be number one.
He put Pat down his freshman year.
Yeah.
Like he concussed him out of the game.
Yes,
He was a monster.
Like he is.
It's not-
and he's not just a great football player. He is a monstrous human being.
to the 0 NFL players and college football players are going to be listening to this, at least not right now. Please make smart decisions. Don't ruin your career over something dumb. Please.
And our
please.
team's hopes and dreams.
And yeah,
Keep the
don't.
main thing.
Yes, exactly. Like we're focused on winning national championships. Y'all getting y'all's money, and we want to see y'all take care of y'all's families. Please surround yourselves with good people, and good
Make
things will
smart
happen.
choices.
Make smart choices. Just like we said last episode, just make good decisions. Be a good young man. And the stuff that you will get in reward, and God will reward you with it, will be a blessing. But anyway, nice little thing there. Shout out Isaiah Bond. He'll make the team, brother. We're going to go. We'll hit the AFC is kind of quick because, again, it's just another.
It's like the easiest.
It's literally Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets. Now, however, John has the Dolphins going second in the division.
I can see that.
No, not
I
happening.
entirely rides on if Tua doesn't play. Like I love to say,
Win yours, man.
I love
Yeah,
to.
he
Nice.
fumbled that ball good.
I love to say it all depends on if Tua plays like his brain isn't made of mac and cheese. If he can just go out there and play like 13, 14 games a season,
Grant,
at
you're gonna get
least,
sued.
at
The
least,
NFL should get sued.
then I think the Dolphins can play second.
I think the
pretty
Dolphins
easily.
have a good amount of talent across the team. Like I said
Their
earlier,
defense is bad.
Minka-
they're so bad.
They still have.
They're going to trade Tyreek.
They got stormed up.
I think they trade Tyreek back to the
they got
Chiefs this
Minka
year.
back, and that's
that'd
going to
be-
make a
that'd be-
difference.
What was
so
that?
terrible.
What's that DN's name?
Zealand,
No.
Chubb.
Who?
Phillips.
Yes.
Oh, and that's the thing, though. The Dolphins' D-line is pretty. I hope they sign Christian Wilkins back, but he might be kissing players. Maybe don't sign him back.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
We don't know.
but there is some significant proof it may or may not have happened.
Look,
but
they got Minka back, right?
he just loves his home.
He's a heart and soul of
You
your
gotta
defense
kiss the
kind of
homies.
guy. Nobody ever talks about him. I love him. He had some
Jordan
injury
Brooks.
history at Seattle, but Jordan Brooks can run sideline to sideline and run
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
down. Okay,
That'd be
he was
good.
a stud in a horrible Tech defense, and still made him. He was the number one pick out of Tech, like first round pick out of Tech on defense. Okay, before Tyree Wilson, like the dude can play freaking ball, and he's smart. He's a hell of a heady football player. So you've got those pieces. Now, what do you get around him? You lose the problem child in Jalen Ramsey. I don't care how good he is. He's been a problem child everywhere he's gone. Some kind of something, right?
But they get Minka back.
But that's what I'm saying. But you got Minka back, and I would rather have Minka than Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So,
I would.
what is their defense? Is their defense bad? I don't know.
Their
But,
corners are horrendous.
but
They also
they
but
lost
do
one of their
have
starting
some
corners.
good
Like,
pieces
that's
to
also
like.
Von Holland.
Hey man, like let's
No, Giants.
let's kind of come together as a
Yeah,
unit.
but I'm saying like
Like, they got guys that can bring the
Oh, I
unit
thought you said
together
they had
and raise their.
no.
That's so scary.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's
have.
true. I don't
Oh, this
know.
guy weird.
I don't know.
We don't even know his name. He's gonna be a Pro Bowler or All Pro. Like that's not gonna happen. But
They
it's
got some-
amazing what some of those types of people like Minka Fitzpatrick can go into a defense and completely change their trajectory
Well, I
with
mean,
the same
The
dudes.
Dolphins thing is too is like the talent's there, but like I just think they just started off so hot, and then when they dropped like when
70
they
on the Denver Broncos.
shut the hell up. I was literally about to say that when they dropped
was that the Dolphins last year?
But here's the thing, though. When they dropped 70 on us, even I was thinking, I was like, dude, there's no way this team does not make the Super Bowl. Like, who dropped 70 points?
What's
in
amazing
today's
is they
NFL?
dropped 70, and at the end of the year, everybody's like, Broncos got the best defense in the league.
But
You left up a 70
but-
burger.
See, the thing with the Broncos, though, is that we got rid of Randy Gregory. We got rid of all these players that were starting that game. Like Sean Payton just said, I've had enough of y'all. And we got rid of everybody.
That's when he
and
got
he
waived. Gregory got waived, and what, the Niners picked him up?
Yeah, he went to the Niners, and we lost. We got rid of like we made like 5 cuts that week, and we went in there like we went from having like an average age defense of 29 to like 24 in that week, and our oldest player was literally Justin Simmons, who I miss Justin Simmons. It sucks he wasn't with us on that.
Y'all should just sign him back.
We don't need him though.
Who's on the other side of the Broncos?
We got him from the Dolphins. Brandon Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Receivers.
yeah, no.
Or Brandon
safety.
Jones?
Who? Tech?
No.
Brandon Jones. Who?
Wasn't that his name, Brandon Jones?
Brandon Carr?
No. He was the corner.
Carr. Brandon Carr.
No.
Jones. Was his last name Jones?
Yeah, I know his last name was Jones. I thought it was Brandon. It's that dude we drafted out of like UConn or something a few years ago, and he was a stud corner.
No,
for us.
that's not him. It's Brandon Jones. He was a safety. He was a safety for
I
Miami.
know, but this dude was a corner safety. He just always played corner for us. He signed with the Dolphins. What was his freaking name? You don't remember what I'm talking about?
It might be Brandon Jones. I don't know.
Keep going.
Anyway.
I'll find out.
But yeah, we got Brandon Jones. But yeah, we got rid of all those players. But ever since that Miami game against Denver, the Dolphins are like 19-19. Like they've gone 500, and the Broncos have done nothing but excel. Like it was like rock bottom. It was the highest of highs for Miami's, and it was the lowest of lows for the Broncos. Like, and it literally just.
Oh no, you're Brandon Jones played at Texas.
I just think
Yeah.
I just think it's so
I
funny.
thought he did play it. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to say that.
I just think it's so funny. I know they played the eventual Super Bowl champions. Like the Dolphins laid 70 on the Broncos, got to the playoffs, and laid an absolute egg in Kansas City.
They can't play in cold. They can't play.
like they can't.
They're a bunch of.
Pat Mahomes broke his helmet.
Yeah, they're a bunch of wussies, bro. But anyway, yeah,
A bunch
Jets.
of wussies. It was like -5 degrees out
Dude,
there.
you see Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I think Patrick Mahomes still had 200 yards passing. Tua was over here on the sidelines. Like,
Hey, if you're down in Miami where it's 80 degrees all year round, and then you go into -5, I would probably be doing the same.
that's the thing, though. Like,
Perfect example is Ohio State and Tennessee.
these warmer weather teams, though, like the warmer weather teams, you've got to get that 1 seed. You've got to get the 1 seed.
Yeah,
Because
you
if
wanna
not,
put
you're
them
going
in-
on the road and you're going to play in snow.
Yep.
That's it. But anyway, then again, we have the Jets, Patriots. I'm sorry, Chris. I know you're not here, but your Patriots are going 8-9. Shut up. They're not going 12-5. We'll talk about it next week, I'm sure. Get out of your head, you freaking crackhead. I love you, buddy. Hope you're having fun at the lake with your girl. But yeah, watch out. Patriots 8-9. Most improved team by far. Drake May will have a good year, and then we have the Jets. Jets, Jets. Let's go Jets. Who?
I cannot remember these names.
Jets.
Keep going.
Yeah, they do suck. Okay. Anyway, that's our East, and now we move on to the final division. My division, AFC West, the
Broncos
best
are getting
division.
last.
Shut your mouth. I had the Chiefs winning 13-4, being the second seed.
Bo Nix
No,
is going to have a
third
sophomore slump, and you're going 6 and
Bills.
Two would be built. Oh yeah, Buffalo's
You're
going
going 6-1.
13-4. No, we're not.
Bo Nix is going to have a sophomore slump.
We're not. Say that. I have the Chiefs going 13-4. Broncos coming in second. Again, this is ceilings for teams. Do I actually think the Broncos are going to win 12 games?
Byron Jones.
Byron Jones.
Y'all remember Byron Jones?
That makes sense.
Okay,
there we
yeah.
go. Yeah, Byron Jones.
He did play with Brandon Carr. He was long and lanky, and then we didn't pay him.
He had
And
the
Miami paid
does
him.
he still have the longest long jump in NFL history?
I don't know. That dude's a monstrous athlete, though.
Dude, he was so good at Madden. He had like an 84 overall gold card in Madden. It was unbeatable. Anyway, get back on topic.
Sorry, go ahead.
The Broncos. I
drive me nuts.
have the Broncos coming in second. I originally had the Chargers coming in second, but I think Rashawn Slater's injury. I think that's going to hurt them a little bit. I mean, they have Joe Alt. They can easily kick out the left. Joe Alt will take.
I think
it
they
up.
already made that call. I think
They already did,
kicked him
yeah.
out there, yeah.
Joe Alt will go out there, but then other than that,
They got Mekhi Becton.
yeah, he was bad at tackle, bro. He was legit a bust.
Yeah, so go put him at guard.
So
I had y'all placing second even before Slater went down. I just think y'all were the better team.
I hope so, but
I think this is the thing that this is one of those situations where I could easily see the Broncos getting second. I can easily see the Chargers getting second. It's just there's some
I think all
factors
three
that
of
are
them are
gonna
going to make the playoffs.
that are gonna determine it, right?
That-
The Raiders are getting last. They'll be improved, I think.
the Raiders are, I think, 7, 10, 8, 9, and I think they're only going to finish 8, 9 because they'll probably start off slow.
Yeah.
That's my only thing. Because I just don't know
They
how
have
to-
talent on that team, and Carroll. I can't stand Pete Carroll, but he's a good football coach.
I love Pete Carroll.
I go back to his days at USC and
Run the ball.
Um,
Run the ball.
But
Well, he's going to have
Yeah.
to now.
yeah.
You don't have a choice. Run the ball. Damn it.
And I just think that Peyton's a great offensive mind. Bo Nix did what he did because he fit that system perfectly.
I have one thing to say to that. No one gives Bo Nix enough. In the media,
I'm not taking anything away from Bo
dude,
Nix.
I know this so bad. Portland Sutton's been crapped on for so long because everyone's like, "Oh, well, Portland Sutton's not that good." I'm like, no, he just hasn't had a quarterback.
I've liked Portland Sutton.
He's just never had a quarterback, and we've never had a tight end.
But I don't agree with the media like that all the time. I think
I know.
Portland Sutton is a high level talent that's exactly why. I mean, he produced that SMU where they had okay quarterback play, and that was at SMU with okay quarterback play, and he hasn't really had anybody to get him the ball.
No,
You know.
in 2019, he tore his ACL, and then the next year in 2020, he had the 1,000-yard receiving years, and then after that, we just had a slum of quarterbacks that didn't mean nothing, and then now we finally have Evan Ingram, who's an All-Pro caliber tight end. I love Marvin Mims Jr. I think he's a great gadget player.
It's the Oklahoma kid, right?
Yes, a great gadget player. He's an All-Pro punt returner. He's just good. The talent is good, just no one's putting an eye on them, which is fine.
You got it.
And Nick Wright, listen here, you picking the Broncos coming in last place, you jackass. I love your show, first things first, but you're wrong. We're going to prove you wrong this year. We're going to prove the Chiefs wrong, we're going to prove you wrong, and we're going to shove it up your nose.
No,
Love
they're
the
not.
show.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Anyway, I have the but yeah,
I agree with you.
I think the Broncos can come in second. It's just 12-5. I know it's a little steep. I could see us winning 12 games. I could also see us only winning 10 at the same time. But this year it'll be a little differently because the teams we play in the NFC is a little bit more harder than what we're playing last year in the NFC. So, but I think this year we'll beat a couple AFC playoff caliber teams. I mean, last year we went 0-7 against them and whatever.
And still made the playoffs.
It still made the playoffs, but although if the Bengals don't lose to the Patriots last year, they're in the playoffs. That's
True.
Well, and I don't think either of them are spectacular, but y'all now have Dobbins and Harvey. So you have a somewhat of a resemblance of a run game when last year y'all had beat down Javonte Williams.
Well, I mean, it just sucks. Well, y'all have him now. That's why
I
I'm
know.
laughing. But it just sucks because after his knee injury, though, after his knee injury, it's just been going downhill for him. And like I hope he does good in Dallas, and y'all have Jaden Blue and all that.
Blue's gonna be.
But we have we had 6 running. Like Audric Estime, he was supposed to be
that
good.
Notre Dame kid.
He's probably going to get cut. He has some attitude problems, and I don't know. And then we had Tyler Bidet, who is probably going to be on practice squad. Then we got Jaleel McLaughlin. We got R.J. Harvey. Got J.K. Dobbins. Those are probably going to be our 3. Sean Payton wants to keep 4 running backs this year. So it's going to become between Bidet and Blake Watson. I think Blake Watson probably gets the bid over Bidet. It's a tight race. This year, we're going to keep 6 receivers. He's already made that clear. Like, he loves the receivers that we have. We have a great tight end, in my opinion, Evan Ingram. And then we also have a decent blocking tight end. I mean, we have Caleb Long. I mean, we have a good team.
Ingram was a really good signing because, like I've said about Bo Nix, Ingram fits Peyton's.
He's going to be the best
game
tight end.
plan very
He's
well.
literally going to be the best tight end we have since Owen Daniels when he played on the Super Bowl. So,
Yeah, I think that his skill set is perfect for what Sean Payton wants to do.
I hope
You look
so.
at the history of Sean Payton's tight ends. Jeremy Shockey and Jimmy Graham,
Jimmy Graham was
what a freak.
Yeah.
And even like Taysom Hill, like they're just really good athletes that can fit into a game plan and can become X factors very quickly for Sean Payton's offense.
Yeah, and I don't think Bo Nix is going to be the next Mac Jones, Nick Wright.
No, I think Bo Nix.
He's so mad. That made me so
I didn't
mad
say
when he
that.
said that.
I think Bo Nix is solid. I didn't like him in college because, like, I've told y'all this. I'm not like an Alabama guy, but I love Alabama and Nick Saban. And when it comes out into Alabama and Auburn, like, I hate Auburn. Okay, so and he played like absolute crap at Auburn. It wasn't a great situation, but I don't care. He looked bad. So then he goes to Oregon, and I'm like, oh, okay.
He did beat
Like,
Justin Herbert, though.
But he goes to Oregon, and I'm like, what's he gonna do? Woohoo! And then he does what he does. I'm like, okay, well, damn.
So
It's
how
all
does
about
he-
putting him in the right situation. He's definitely one of those guys. I'm not calling him a system guy.
He's not.
But you put him in the right situation and you set him up to succeed. He has the mental fortitude and the inner parts of himself to say, I'm in a situation I can succeed and I'm going to go succeed, you know?
I'm not going to say that he's going to be like Drew Brees 2.0, but it seems like it's going to be like
He'll be better.
right around like the same parallel.
Watch your mouth.
I don't know. Drew Brees was. But anyways, I can see the parallel between the two, especially with Sean Payton being the coach.
100%.
I can
Same
see-
skill set,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
The way they play football is so eerily similar that it's
Drew
crazy.
Brees, like, he wasn't the perfect fit quarterback, but he got into Sean Payton's system and everything. And
Well, and I don't know if
he came off the shoulder injury though too, and the Chargers said, "Well, he's never going to play again." And then he didn't sign with Miami because Miami failed him on the
they
physical.
wouldn't clear him. Yeah. So if
And-
you've ever read his book, he goes into this pretty deep. His book's a great read. If you haven't read it, you need to read it. Okay. But he talks about all that because he backed up Doug Flutie, and then Doug Flutie got hurt, and Flutie had always told him like, don't ever let your backup see the field.
Yeah.
And then he saw the field, but then they have Phillip Rivers in waiting, and the same thing happened to him. He gets the injury. The Chargers are like, nah, we've already got our guy. Like, we're not dealing with that. So it came down to the Saints and the Dolphins. And
Nick
you talk
Saban
about
signed him.
you talk about a football landscape changing thing that happened. Because if the Dolphins clear Drew Brees, I think initially when those two teams showed interest, I think initially Drew Brees wanted to be a Miami Dolphin.
Yeah, because Nick Saban
And Nick
was there.
Saban wanted him. You talk about because if he goes to Miami and that works out, Nick Saban may never go to Alabama.
Yeah.
And now football's totally different. And the Dolphins contend with Tom Brady and Drew Brees in the same freaking
Can you
division.
imagine Nick Saban and Bill Belichick being in the same division for 20 years?
That's
just
what I'm saying,
battling
like,
it out?
you
That's
talk about-
crazy. dude.
It's really cool. Those things always like give me chills, and I love thinking about that stuff. About those cascading moves that just change football, right?
I have a book in one of my events. I'm a little bit of a pack rat. I have a book on the NFL history, and it actually talks about like moments like that, similar to that. And it's like you like sit down and you just think about it for even like 2 minutes. You're like, oh my gosh, can you imagine like Patrick Mahomes going to the Saints with Sean Payton when he was going to drive? Like oh my gosh, could you imagine if like Bo Jackson just like never got hurt? Like just stuff like that is just crazy. Or like teams getting drafted. Like, can you imagine if Ryan Leaf would have went first to the Colts and then Peyton Manning would have gone to San Diego? Like, oh my god. Dude.
Well, then you may not have Phillip Rivers in San Diego.
No, he goes.
Like-
he goes to Pittsburgh. He goes
Yeah.
to New
It's just
York.
like-
New York. He goes to New York.
So the one that I've always loved, and a lot of people don't know about it,
Excuse
or
me,
don't
Steelers.
think
He
about
goes
it.
to the Steelers.
So,
Steelers. He goes
there
to
was
Steelers.
y'all know Greg McElroy. He went to Alabama. He's in, you
Yeah.
know, talking head now, all that kind of stuff. Dude played at South Lake Carroll. He was committed to Mike Leach in Texas Tech. Okay, he was going to follow up.
Rest in peace, Mike Leach.
Yes,
Never lose your
absolutely.
inner
Love you,
pirate.
the captain.
Never
One of my
lose your
favorites
inner
of all time.
pirate.
He was going to follow up Graham Harrell. Okay,
Is that why your name's Graham?
no, it is not why his name's Graham
I've
Harrell.
got so many questions.
It just
And-
kind of
and-
makes sense.
But so Brandon Spikes, I don't know if y'all remember him. He was a linebacker at Florida and played, I
Yes.
think, with the Patriots.
was
for
he
a
the
while,
dude
right?
that looked at? Was he the dude that said, "I want to kill him"?
Very possibly. I
He
don't.
does.
But-
no, Tequila.
But he was committed. Oh, that's Takeo.
Yeah,
Yeah, from
Tequila was the
Auburn.
one that looked at dude and said, "I want to kill him."
No, yeah, so Brandon Spikes was committed to Alabama, and Tebow and Spikes were on a visit together to Alabama because Tebow hadn't committed yet. And then Tebow commits to Florida. Brandon Spikes follows him. That's not the crazy thing. The crazy thing that sucked for my Red Raiders is all of a sudden Alabama's like, well, crap, we need a quarterback. They come and get Greg McElroy and pull him away from us, and we have to settle for Taylor Potts out of Abilene High School, who had a great arm, but just not a good athlete.
No.
And
Greg
that
McElroy wins the national
and then we
championship.
go on to 9 wins the next year after Graham graduates. When you have somebody cerebral like McElroy, I'm like, oh. So and then you got Tebow doing what he does at Florida, and you just see all this stuff. It's just crazy to see how those things ripple through all of it. You know,
It just changes, like
Yeah,
I
just-
said, the changing of the
Yeah,
landscape.
most
Yeah.
people only know about the Tebow. Oh, he almost went to Alabama, but instead he chose Florida, and you know how that unfolded. But then you look at how all these other things changed because of those moves. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane thing about that. But let's get back on topic. Good little history lesson there, boys. I really enjoyed that. We may just need to do a history of football episode.
I got you.
Yeah, but then we'll head back to AFC West. I mean, Chargers coming in third and Raiders in fourth. Yeah, but anyway,
That
that's
division
kind of,
is crazy. With
it
head coaching,
is
by the way.
crazy. It's like the best coaching
Pete
talent
Carroll.
ever.
Pete Carroll, Jim
Jim
Harbaugh,
Harbaugh,
Sean
Sean
Payton.
Payton, and Andy Reid.
So
That's nuts.
a
dude.
little preview of next week's episode that I think is kind of interesting. That's it for our predictions on that. Next week we will do NFL MVP honors, who we think is going to be Rookie of the Year, all that. We will make those predictions, and then we will all make our playoff bracket for the year, and we will pick our Super Bowl winners. That will be the entire episode of predictions. Since we all kind of did a little run through of all the teams today, I believe everyone will be here for that. So stay tuned to next week. Well, that's going to be a great episode. All of our predictions, all of our brackets, everything that we have. I lost my train of thought there for a second. What was I going to say? But anyway,
keeping it real, Kyle. Keeping it real.
I'm keeping it real. I don't edit this stuff out. Hence John almost dying on the show last week.
Seminal moment.
Oh yeah.
Sit little moment. Can I get 3 John
You
Cost?
kept that in.
But anyway, so stay tuned to that. Damn, I really lost my train of thought here, boys. What were we talking about?
Well, we finished up division winners.
Yeah, division winners. We did do that.
You said we'll
Okay.
talk about honors next week, predictions.
There's something
Brackets,
else in there.
Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, but anyway, we're talking about coaching talent. Sean Payne is officially the youngest coach in that division, and he's 60. So everyone else is like
Hey,
70 and above. That's
Big Red's a young whatever he is. Okay,
Bro,
that dude has so much
I
fun with his
love-
life.
okay,
I love Big Red.
I hate that he coaches for the Chiefs, but I do love Andy. He's just genuinely. Oh, that's what I want to talk about. I have an interesting thing that I think is. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That's what I
Is
do. I
it
get
more
people back
Patrick
on track.
Mahomes or is it
Oh,
more
here we
Andy
go. It's
Reid?
the Belichick
Oh my
Brady.
God.
we're not going to do this.
Yes, we are going to do it. We're doing it next week. Get
Tom
prepared.
Brady came out and said that he wouldn't have been able to do it without Bill Belichick. And
Whatever.
vice
He
versa.
did do it. He did do it without Bill Belichick. We
They're
saw
just-
it.
They're saying what
We
they're,
saw it.
They're saying what they're supposed
The
to
interesting
say.
part about
Whatever.
this conversation is they pretty much ran the whole time.
Well, here's
This time, this part of the conversation about these two, Andy Reid was in Kansas
let
City.
me make this comment, and then we'll wrap
For
it
a
up
good
here.
little stretch.
Let me make this comment, then we'll
They
wrap it
couldn't
up
do it.
here. My only thing why I want to have this conversation is because I have seen a couple comments within Chiefs Kingdom, a small portion. It got me kind of thinking because they did what they did the Protect the Kingdom on Disney Plus that came out with Patrick Mahomes and everything about the season. They did a little. I saw it on Instagram. Did a little comment. They all said, without Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid never wins a Super Bowl, and that kind of got me thinking because when he was with Philadelphia, he made one Super Bowl, 5 NFC Championship games, and he never won a Super Bowl. He only won one NFC Championship
That
game.
reminds me of Shanahan with the Niners.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is like he can get there, but like if he's in Kansas City without Patrick Mahomes, like does he ever win?
I mean, we have evidence of it. It's not like he got there a year or two before Pat did. He had been there.
Yeah.
You know, and he
But
went
does he?
through.
But does he win? That's
what I'm saying.
Because he made it once in 2005, and then he never sniffed it again. Like he made it
right.
the next year, and he went back to the NFC title game, and then just that was it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they had a good roster. They had they had good talent. But and there's this no knock on Alex Smith because that dude can play ball. He was in a crap situation forever in the beginning of his career, and then gets to Kansas City, can't quite get over the hump, and then moves on. And unfortunately, his leg got absolutely destroyed.
What his leg looks like.
Yeah,
now,
it's bad, dude. It's so bad.
Oh my god!
Like I feel really
it's
bad.
like
for that
it's like
dude.
scars like everywhere.
Yeah, it's
looked
like
a
it looks like
shark,
it looks like
chewed
it
on
was like just wrenched and
It
twisted.
looks like a
It's bad.
shark like chewed on
Yeah.
it. Sorry, Alex Smith.
But, I mean,
Yeah, I
do
feel
that-
really bad for that.
You
dude,
could do that for a lot of the coaches and stuff. Sean Payton went one time, two
Yeah.
times.
He
Once,
went
time.
one. He made it to. Was it 3 NFC Championship games? He made it to one. The first
I know he
year
won
with
one
Drew.
Super Bowl. He's only been to one Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's
and-
like you can do that for a lot of the coaches. You could sit there and say, well, they were only able to make it to one, but they didn't win. But they were still able to have success in that within the team
Well,
to get them to the position.
I'm
where
not saying
NFC Championship.
3 NFC Championship games.
I think it- a
Should
lot
have
of
gotten
it-
to 2 Super Bowls. That pass interference, no.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
oh, yeah,
Oh my
oh,
God.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
But-
that was
Just
terrible.
saying. Love
Yeah.
you, Sean. Think you're a great coach, man.
But I feel
Not
like you
your
could do that
fault.
with a lot of the coaches. You know, you could do the same thing. I think it just, if you have success consistently, I feel like you could be like, a top 5, 10 coach. Like
And I'm not saying that he wouldn't be that, but it's like, does he actually like ever win one? Is my thing
but you
because
also
like,
I
cross the
think
finish
like
line.
they've
yeah,
had-
like does he
Bring it
get
home,
there?
bring it
Like I think like without, and I want to make this clear too. I think if Patrick Mahomes goes to another team, he does not have the same success as he like if he goes
Well,
to the
that's
to the Bears. I think Patrick Mahomes is
He
still
fell into a perfect situation.
yeah. That's what I'm saying though. It's like,
Absolutely.
But they've had to do it so many different ways that you have to sit back and like look at like what Patrick Mahomes is and what they've done. They've won it when he's thrown for however many touchdowns,
5,000
and then the next year
yards.
they won it, but it was more of a
Defensive effort, yeah.
effort. So it's like they've done it multiple times. They've had to change their game up. I feel like that is like the perfect sign of a good combination of a good coach.
Yes, that's
and
what I
a
was
good
about to say.
quarterback.
Sometimes you have
it's
scenarios
it's
where
a perfect marriage
where you've got a hell of a good coach. Go to the '90s Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson and the triplets, right?
Good
They
documentary coming out on
they still
Tuesday.
won a Super Bowl without him.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Mhm.
Everybody knows Barry Switzer won with Jimmy's team and then imploded it. So you have these situations littered throughout NFL history where you've got a great coach that can do really good things, but then once you get that next level guy, like Bill Belichick was a damn good coach before Brady got into the NFL. He didn't work out in the Browns because the Browns are not good. Okay?
Well, actually, he did have a couple wins with the Browns. It's just what screwed up the Browns in '94 is when Art Modell came out and said, "Hey, I'm moving the team."
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then it just took all the energy out of the Browns, and they were like, "Well, like
I'm
now
just
we have to
saying-
worry about our mortgages. Now we have to worry about our family."
You've
now
had
we're
great
moving to
coaches.
Baltimore,
And you've had great players that never had a coach that could do it too.
like,
You know what I mean? Like that's a whole other. This
That's
conversation
yeah.
can go forever.
I mean,
so
that-
this is
that-
something we
that-
can talk about on another episode in more depth. But I mean, that is a good conversation to have because there's so many instances throughout the history of the NFL. There's current ones, there's ones that just finished up, and there's some 20, 30, 40 years ago that you can really point to and say like, if not this.
Well,
then
that's
what?
why I feel
You
like
know?
it's kind of a ridiculous conversation to have because you can do that for all of the coaches. Mike McCarthy, you could do it for Mike McCarthy too when he was at Green Bay and when he was at Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like it's kind of a ridiculous talking point because there's so many different scenarios that go into it. And, I mean, Nick Foles won the Super
Yeah,
Bowl
I mean,
with the Philadelphia
I mean,
Eagles.
it literally just comes out like bottom line is like you can't be a great coach with crap players, and you can't be a great player without
Exactly.
without good coaching.
So
like
the
only reason why I brought it up and just I kind of made a spin on it because I am a Broncos fan and I like stirring the pot. Everyone who watches me and knows me, I love to stir the pot. That's what I do. But I just think it is kind of dumb when people are like, oh, it was more Brady than it was Belichick, and I'll hop on that train and just like kind of just for a screw around. But on an actual intellectual football point, it's like there's not one without the other. It's the same way. Like we're living in that.
That's my exact point.
Yeah, like there's
you can't.
It shouldn't
you can
be.
have
It
the-
shouldn't be a discussion.
They're all hypothetical.
You can
Yes,
have the conversation, but you're just going to be doing the same. You're going to be talking about the same thing over and over and over again. Could Tom Brady do it without Belichick? Could Belichick do it without Tom Brady?
I mean,
You
then
have
that,
to have a perfect storm of everything in order,
Yeah.
because it's already hard enough to win in the NFL as it is.
Yeah.
So in order to have the success that they did, like you've got to have other players and stuff that are taking hometown discounts, so that way you can bring in more talent. Like it's a whole laundry list of stuff that it's
It's got to
not
come together the right way.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
exactly.
saying though too. Is like you have to draft. You have to hit on most of your draft picks. Like if you have 7 picks in that draft, at minimum 4 have to
So
hit.
you got to hit
Yeah.
on at least
You
four.
gotta
in
hit.
some capacity. Like
Yeah,
these
and
guys
I
either
think-
got to be like the special teamer of all special teamers, or something.
Stud
Well,
offensive
and
line.
that's what I'm
very
saying, though.
critical impact roles.
And that's what I'm saying though. That's why like teams like the Jaguars, like they pop up like once every 4 years. And they have a good season, make it to the playoffs, and then they get to the draft, and then they just draft like crap. Like, but anyway, good topic, boys. Today we're gonna end it right there. Again, tune in next week to hear our full playoff brackets for the NFL season. We won't do college because there's like 45 teams, so whatever. NFL honors, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Years, and our last and official final reviews of each of our teams. And we will talk about Jerry Jones's comments of what he said about being a soap opera next week because there's some more info that's coming out as we speak. We will not be able to talk about on the show today. But anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, everything that's good. Do it. Get this podcast out there. Promote us. Do whatever you have to do to make sure Pipe Down's successful for us and for everybody. We love doing this every week. We love putting it together. It gives us time away. We smoked some great meat today. And we are working on the camera situation because my iPhone ran out of storage. So tune in to next week to Pipe Down to talk about all of our final predictions of our teams and everything. Thank y'all very much. Love all y'all. Keep God in mind and see ya.